Bum 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 ba-dum, bum 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 bum. Hello, everybody. Got a mouthful of cheese. Sorry. Hello. I'm back. I missed you guys last week, but I have returned. I went to a Sundance down in Oregon and had a good time off. Oh, hey, Tammy, you guys are already. I'm always like, up it up, and then you start. So let me find a pencil. Bum, 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 bum. All right. So, you guys are already starting. Thank you guys. So we got Tammy and Kev. Kev wants number 1. All right. Kev, we'll put you at the top of the list. And Anna. And Roulette and Joe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That leaves us 1 spot open. So, for anyone who is joining us for the first time, or if you're watching this in repeat, I am Patrick, your friendly neighborhood shaman, and we are going to pull some cards. And the cards we're going to pull are from the Medicine Card deck by Jamie Sams. So the way this works is everyone, the first 6 people to say yes. Oh, if no one shows up, Bella would like one. All right. I will put them on the list, and Bella gets one whether someone else wants one or not. How's that? So Bella's just as important as anyone else. Okay. Well, she's got number 6. So, all right. So we have our 6 people. How this works, if you're either new here or you're watching this on a rerun, I pull 6 cards, 1 for each person that had commented yes. And if you're not one of those 6, all you need to do is choose a number. So just choose a number 1 through 6 and pay attention to that card when it comes up. And I promise that Spirit has this amazing way of weaving everyone's answers into the one card. So choose a number, even though it may be aimed at someone else, it will still answer your questions. And on that account, I keep forgetting to say this, but if you're watching this, go ahead and pay attention to all the cards, because they're within your perception, so there's always a message for you in them. So if you pay attention, you might hear a word, I am full feather, sorry. But you may hear a word, a sentence, a whole message, or something coming from another card that is not the one that you chose. So, and the only thing I ask as payment is to please share this video You can share it to someone else's page, or you can messenger them, or you can tag them in the comments or something like that. And I think that's it. So let's pull some cards, huh? All right. So Kevin, you have card number 1. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. All right, Kevin, card number 1 is grouse in reverse. And so the first, grouse is about the spiral dance, the dance of life. And so my first question for you is, how long has it been since you did something just for the fun of it? Something just because it was fun. There was no ulterior motive. There was no outcome, like dancing, right? If the point of dancing was to get to the end of the song, then whoever got there first would win. But that's not how it works. The whole point of dancing is to dance. It's in the moment. It's that cutting edge of creativity that it's constantly, that's how music works, right? It's, you play a note and then that goes silent, and as the next note comes, the next note. If you played a note and then you played the next note and then you played the next note, but they continually, like the first note you play stays going, and the second note, you would just by the end have this cacophony of sound, and it wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't be danceable. So it's actually the silence in between the notes that is the most important part. And so with that, it's kind of like, my question becomes, are you giving yourself enough breathing room in between actions, right? It's like step forward, step back. Life is a dance. You step forward, you put your right foot in, you put your right foot out, you put your right foot in, and you shake it all about. Because that's what life's about, right? And if you're not giving yourself that room to step back and to move forward, it's like breathing, inhale, exhale, then you're going to exhaust yourself. And along that lines, it's like doing the things that bring you joy, that make your heart dance, okay? And this is what Joseph Campbell meant when he talked about following your bliss, okay? There are things in our lives, our bliss, our joy, our purpose in life, those things that are passions. Those are those things that we can't not do, right? And in our society, we've been taught to kind of push those off to the side, because you have to do that hard work first. You have to earn it. You have to earn the right to be happy. You need to earn the right. If you don't do enough hard work, you don't deserve to be happy, right? And that is so the opposite of what is real. It's like we need to follow our bliss, to follow those things that bring us, that make us lighter, rather than putting that yoke on our shoulders that makes us even heavier. So give yourself a break. Give yourself that breathing room in between actions, and then prioritize actions that bring you joy. Because like Dr. Wayne Dyer used to say, there is no way to happiness. Happiness is the way. And so when you do those things that bring out, that reveal that happiness, that joy within you, that's how you raise your frequency. And from that higher perspective, you can see easier paths to do what needs to be done. And you'll find out also that some of the things you thought needed to be done don't need to be done. That there's something over here, there's another path over here that's going to lead to even bigger and better things. And so, navigate from the heart, not the head. Don't try to think, okay, I'm going to do this first and then this, then I'm going to relax. Do what brings you joy. Do what purposely brings you joy and happiness, because that is the way for your path to open up. And like Joseph Campbell said, when you follow the path of your dreams, where there were only walls, doors will open. And I have had that happen so many times. I blow myself away that I still can doubt that from time to time. But expect miracles. And also the other thing about grouse in reverse can be, because grouse being that, they dance in a spiral. And the spiral is one of the oldest sacred symbols we have, and it encompasses everything. Everything exists in a spiral. From the biggest super galaxies to hurricanes to pine cones and shells, our DNA. And I actually just heard recently that like when we picture our heart beating and the blood going through our veins, we picture this flow like a river, but our blood actually spirals through our veins. Everything about us is a spiral. Spiral is life. Spiral is that dynamic, vibrant component of life. And so it's that spiral that connects us to all things. It doesn't mean we're homogenized like, this great big universe, and against that big back screen, I'm pointless. I'm so small and worthless and pointless. What it means is that you are connected to that huge, huge universe, and you have an important part to play in that universe. If you think universe, right? One song. Or if you think of it, think of the universe as an orchestra, right? We are each a part of that orchestra. We each have a unique instrument to play, a unique part to play in the overture. And if you don't play your part, the whole thing falls apart. And so never think of yourself as pointless. Never think of yourself as meaningless, as small, because if you are alive right now, especially in the world right now, you came here with a purpose to help change the world. There are no accidents, and you are a vital part. You wouldn't be here if you did not have a vital piece of the puzzle of healing for the world, okay? So know that even in those times of feeling isolated, feeling disconnected, that you are still held. The universe still loves you with this love that is immeasurable. Because not only are you loved, you are love, right? There is a spark of divinity in every human being. And that spark is love. And that is that spiral. And so when you have that spiral going, that you can't help but dance. Whatever that dance is, it might be, it could be math, science, art, painting. It could be literally dancing. But do whatever brings you that joy, whatever lightens your heart just a little bit. Because that is the path. It's like the path of fulfillment, the path of alignment, of whatever you want to call it, is the path of least resistance. It's the watercourse way. And so by following, we're taught to, if it's too easy, then we're going the wrong way. We have to either go against the current, or we have to make our way through the riverbank. cut our own path through, and you know, we're not exhausted by the end of our life. We haven't lived. It's like, no. The river will carry you where you need to go. You can trust the current of your life. You can trust that you came here with a purpose, and that how do I put this? How do I make this into language? The part of you, you can think of it as your higher self, your oversoul, whatever you want to call it. The part of you that decided to be born into this world at this time is still there. That's your higher self. That's your higher wisdom. That is your God self. That is your connection to Creator. That part still knows exactly how to get you where you were going when you came here, what your intentions were. And so in surrendering to the universe, to the patterns unfolding in your life, into the synchronicities and the miracles, that's how you find your way. It's through trust and letting go and surrendering to the river, because that river is your higher wisdom guiding you. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that is meaningful to you. I hope that helps. And if you need to, go as far as actually dance or exercise, do something to move the physical body, get that energy moving. Whatever you do, whatever you enjoy. All right, so number 2 is Tammy. All right. Card number 2 for Tammy. We have Butterfly in reverse. Okay. It's like when you're following the synchronicities, when you're following your path, sometimes the answers they seem so convenient, right? It's like, well, anybody could have thought of that. Anybody could say that. But, like, for instance, a couple of years ago, I was doing ceremony down at the river, and in my shamanic journey that I was doing, Charles Schultz, the cartoonist, showed up. And I am a cartoonist. Charles Schultz is one of my greatest heroes. He's who I wanted to be when I grew up. And so my first thought was like, that's convenient, right? Like, okay, this is obviously my head, because who else would I bring in but Charles Schultz? But what he said to me then was, I don't see it so much as convenient as I see it as appropriate. So, and this is without getting to I'm sorry, Tammy, this is kind of an adjunct to your card. But what I was going to say is that I was just watching a talk by Kyle Cease, and he was talking about when things start to fall apart, the thing to ask is not how to fix them, but to ask what is trying to emerge. Because anytime things are falling apart, it's because something is ready to emerge. And so again, kind of like what I was saying with Kevin's, There's a surrender. There's a grace there. And if you think about it, this is another Kyle Cease thing that he talked about. And that's what the convenience, like I just watched this video and all of a sudden, boom, I'm talking about it. It's like, oh, that's convenient. But I saw those because I needed to talk about this. And the other part that he said was, it's like, the metaphor of how do I put it? How do I start it? It's like when we become these people, these humans, this personality, this ego, it's like we become ice. It's like, so, and that's where we have, like, there's an ice cube here, there's an ice cube there, there's an ice cube there, these individuals. But where did we come from? We came from the great sea of beingness, right? And so our path leads back to the sea, back to the ocean. And so when we are on our spiritual path, when we are growing, it's like we are in essence that ice melting back into water. And all the resistance we feel is trying to hold on to that ice, trying to hold on to that separation, that individuality, that so it's that fear that holds us, that keeps us frozen. But there's nothing to be afraid of, because even when you're ice, your essence is water. You're not losing anything. You're just becoming a greater, I was going to say manifestation, but that's not even true, because you're going into the pure unmanifested beingness. So it's like if things are falling apart, if things are breaking, if the ice is breaking, right? There's nothing to fear. There's nothing to hold on to. Again, it's about surrender. It's about trusting, And I kind of went through this past week while I was at Sundance. There was a lot of surrendering I had to do, a lot of letting go, and I felt myself tightening up. Like, okay, I'm gonna hold on. Okay, I know it's okay, but what if it's not? I'm gonna hold on to that one little thread that says, what if it's not okay, right? Meanwhile, the universe is, in front of me going, hello, this is who you are, everything's fine, but what if it's not? What if I'm really afraid? It's like, okay, allow yourself to be afraid. Allow the fear to be there. Allow the confusion to be there. There's nothing that needs to be fixed. Surrender to the process. The butterfly does nothing. The caterpillar creates the cocoon, melts into nothingness, and without effort becomes the butterfly. It's effortless. It's the natural course of things. It's like, this is your destiny. This is your destination. This is just on the path to get there. It's letting go of the caterpillarness, letting go of even having an up, a down, sideways. When that caterpillar goes into the cocoon, it literally dissolves into genetic goop. There is no reference point. There is no up or down or left or right. Oh, okay. I'm glad you didn't see what the animal. Okay, but okay. We're up to speed, Tammy. Whoa! Did you guys see that too, or was that just on my screen? It's had fireworks behind me. That was for you, Tammy. That was the fireworks going off. I don't know what that was or how it happened, but that was you. It's like when we stop and we put, oh, it's an iPhone feature. I had no clue. So that was a gift. Like what, like Tess, the original owner of Stargazers in Bellevue, used to talk about, she'd wake up in the morning and say, okay, I'm ready for my 3 happy surprises. And she would spend her day looking for those happy surprises. That was one of them. I had no clue that was even a thing. And some synchronistic reason it happened for Tammy with the butterfly card, or for anyone else who chose card number 2. So, the universe celebrates you. The universe loves you. The universe is on your side. The universe wants you to succeed and will do everything in its power to support you in the revealing of who you truly, truly are. All right. It was magical for me. I was like, whoa, what's going on? All right. Card number 3 for Anna. I missed you guys last week, but I was off grid. There was no way I could actually do this. So I was at it's like once you're on the grounds for the Sundance, they don't like you to leave. And there was no cell access or anything from that place. So, all right, card number 3 for Anna. All right, Anna. Card number 3 is Weasel reversed. I think that came up in a recent reading with you too, didn't it? Weasel in reverse is basically, oh, hi, Nadia. We already have our 6, but if you want to keep watching and choose a number, we're on card number 3. So Weasel in reverse, to be that hamster wheel chugging along, our mental, we're mentally trying to fix everything. We're mentally going in every direction at the same time, trying to logistically figure out the permutations of every possible permutation. And so it's like this endless of these paths and branching off and branching off and branching off. So I wouldn't be surprised if you are exhausted right now, because it takes so much energy to do that. The thing is, Weasel is intuition. Weasel knows all the permutations. Weasel knows every inch of his territory. And so he can trust. How do I put? Okay, if we go back to what I said about I think I was talking to Kevin about your higher self, that part of you that decided to be born is still there. There is no time in the unseen realms. So that part of you that decided to be born again is still there guiding you. And that is your intuition. That is connected straight to your heart. And so your heart, like I've said before, your heart is what connects you to every living being, right? And it connects what connects you to Creator. And so following your heart already takes into consideration every living thing on the planet. And when I say every living thing, I'm including water and rock and sky, everything. And so, again, it seems like the theme tonight seems to be surrender or trust. But you can trust your guidance. You know, like they say, the mind is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. So we want to make the mind the servant of the heart. You want to live a heart-centered life because your heart will not steer you wrong. The other thing with that is, you know what this is feeling like? Everything tonight is feeling like initiation. It's initiation time. Like we all have, it's like we're stepping up to that line, that furthest parameter of where we've gone before, and having to step through that ring of fear into a greater reality. But there's so much fear built up about losing ourselves or, you know, not knowing what's ahead of us, because when you're going by your brain can only judge things by what it has experienced in the past. The brain can't imagine what lies ahead. And so when there's the unknown, when it's dark ahead, when there seems to be no path forward, it's because the brain can't project anything except the past. But we are growing, we are expanding, we are in new territory where no one has gone before. And it takes courage, right? But what the word courage is of the heart. And so it's that strength of the courage of the heart. The heart says, okay, I see fire ahead of me. My brain is seeing fire, but my heart says I'm safe. So I'm going to take a step forward. I'm going to take another step forward through that fire. And you get to the other side and realize the fire was never hot. It couldn't burn you. That was just a projection of fear. And if I can share one of my experiences from this week as an example. So some of you know I've been dealing with, I have a sore on the bottom of my foot where, right, that threshold, exactly. And it's like, as long as you're on this side, you can feel the fear, but you're also relatively safe, right? And there's that threshold. And if you step through that threshold, you know everything is going to be different. Like the butterfly for Tammy, that caterpillar goes into the cocoon, no more caterpillar. That's the end of the caterpillar. It is literally a death, but it is also literally a rebirth, right? And so it's stepping into that darkness, into that unknown, realizing that that darkness of unknowing is great mystery. It's dark because it's a mystery. but our mind tends to project worst case scenarios, right? Like I was getting at, I have the sore on the bottom of my foot that is almost healed now. But while I was at Sundance, you know, I was supposed to try to stay off of it for obvious reasons, but camping off-grid in the woods, you had to walk everywhere. There was on that uneven ground, right? And so even though I was trying not to dance, sometimes more successfully than others, I was still standing for long periods of time, walking for long periods of time. So you have to walk, everything is a distance, right? My foot kind of my foot swelled up toward the end of Sundance. And even though the sore on my foot looked fine, it looked healthy, yes, Nadia, embracing the great mystery. I was freaked out. The last night of the dance, I actually spent in my tent, freaking out, like seriously thinking I might not wake up in the morning because my foot was swelling up. And what if it were an infection, and my foot was gonna go, or I'd get infection other places, or what if it's a blood clot and I'm gonna just pass, just boom, that's it. So my monkey brain, my weasel brain, got the better of me, and I spent the whole night waiting, like, to die, to just not wake up. I had my chanupa, my sacred pipe, with me, of course. And I was holding that to my chest, praying. And finally woke up. It was morning time. The birds were singing. The sun was up. It was like, I could have gone through that whole thing without the resistance. Thanks for the reminder, Valerie. I told Valerie that the whole night I'm talking to my dad, who has passed, and Dad, help me. I don't know what's going on. Make sure that help heal me, make me safe, blah, blah, blah. And my dad, who's so funny, is like, stay on your side of the line, meaning the veil, right? He's like, not ready to see you here yet. I miss you, but I'm not ready to see you yet. And so that helped a lot to keep that humor going. Stay on your side of the line. But thanks, Nadia. I know. And I would never wish that kind of thing on anybody, that feeling of terror, and mixed in with all these issues that I thought I had dealt with, concerning death and everything. But it was an initiation. It was a threshold that I needed to cross. And I got to see my podiatrist today, who I found out because I was wearing this shirt, is a big Highlander geek. But everything looks good. There's a little patch of red warmth, but most likely it is just because it's right where my toes and my foot meet. So it's like that motion of walking, right? Uneven ground. So that is most likely it. But I'm going to be doing other things in case it is an infection. But in other words, everything is fine now. Everything is fine. If everything is fine right now, everything was fine that entire time. And I could have gotten through that easier, smoother, by surrendering rather than clutching that, oh, I don't want to die, keep me safe, right? But I needed to experience that. It was literally life or death. And it was facing that again as an initiation to step forward to realize I'm always safe. I'm always held. Thanks for that. It is healing, and I didn't mean to take it off topic and all about me. I was just going to use that as an example of how Weasel can still get the best of all of us, you know, and you know, even when we can, like I was saying, even when we can feel that guidance that everything is fine, everything is safe. I'm surrounded by love. I am love. There can be that little weasel voice in the back of your going, but you're gonna die. You're going to die. What if you die? Oh, then you're a failure. Then everyone's going to be disappointed. And who will ever believe in you? Blah, 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 blah. Whatever the weasel has to say, right? And that becomes louder than anything else because, like I was talking about earlier with the music, right? It's the silence that makes the notes significant. And so it's that silence of the truth that held space for that little weaselly voice that, because it was the only noise, sounded like it was drowning everything else out. And so that was the only thing that I was paying attention to. And I needed to hold that space, allow that space, to allow myself to feel that fear, to allow myself to be that small, vulnerable child, right? And to feel that fear, because without that, I wouldn't feel held. If that makes sense. So Anna, whatever it is, know that you can trust your heart. That, you know, we can either go in, you know, kicking and screaming, or we can allow the river to carry us. But like I said earlier, right, we are ice, and we're becoming water. We can resist that and try to stay frozen and individual, but eventually we are going to become one with all that is, because that's who we are in our essence. And so whatever is falling apart, let it go. And there was something else I was going to say. Oh yeah, so in trusting your heart, putting your heart in charge, going the direction your heart tells you to go in, stepping through that threshold, that doesn't necessarily mean that everyone around you is going to be screaming for joy, right? Your stepping into your power might be the thing that breaks the back of other people's ice cube. And they need that. And I don't mean to sound callous about that. It's not that I don't care, because some of the stories I hear from my clients and students and stuff are heart-wrenching. And it's, you know, I'm not like, well, just walk it off. You know, that is not what I'm saying. But you're following your heart to cross that threshold, even though it might seem devastating to someone else. Nothing you do from your heart can be to the detriment of anyone else. And just like they are just a part player in your story. They are the hero of their story, and you are a bit part in their story. And in their main story, they need some cataclysm to change things, to break things open, because what's trying to emerge, right? And you're trying to keep that ice cube formed just for the sake of someone else. It doesn't work. And all it does is enable them to maintain the same patterns and the same issues and the same stories without having to claim their own power. So the best thing you can do for anyone is step into that power. It may be painful, like that story I tell about the dog. Someone I know, I can't remember who it was that told me the story anymore, but they had a dog and they had an invisible fence. And the dog was so smart that it realized if it got a running start and it jumped at the last moment, that it only hurt for an instant, then the dog was free. And so, even if it's painful, the truth will set you free. Even if it's painful, there is such a relief that comes with that stepping into truth, with that, I don't have to hide it anymore. I don't have to hold it together anymore for appearance sake, to make myself look like something that I'm not. Just the relief of letting go of all that crap is freeing and liberating and empowering, even if it does hurt. It is. I can promise you, in every instance in my life that I have done that, everything on the other side of that line, of that pain, was well worth that pain. So follow your heart, my friend. You can't imagine the benefits that are laying on the other side. And as we continue to take up space in our lives and our energy field for things that don't belong there, or for people who don't belong there, we're holding back better things that want to enter into our lives and support us for who we really are. And so, like I said, your brain can't imagine what your life will look like on the other side of that line. But on the other side of that fear, of that threshold, there are miracles waiting to happen. And you wouldn't be facing this if they weren't already there drawing you forward. If you weren't ready for it, everything would be fine. There would be no reason to change. There would be no reason to grow. You would be content being who you are, right? So drop all the what ifs and the buts and everything, and just take that step, one step at a time. Okay? And you have people who love you, me included, who are always here to support you because we see who you really are. Okay? And you did come here for a purpose. Trust that purpose. Trust that things falling apart is how, like that song with, what's his name? One that wrote Hallelujah. It's like, there's a crack in the cosmic light, in the cosmic egg. That's how the light gets in. And like, if you think about it, if pressure builds up from inside and cracks the egg, that's birth. That's life. There's still that pressure and that pain, but that is life. If the pressure comes from the outside and cracks the egg, that's death. This is the pressure coming from within you. That pressure that knows who you are meant to be, who knows. Is it Mark Cohen or Larry? I don't remember. But thanks, Heather. It might feel like the world's closing in and making things fall apart, but actually what's happening is you are expanding. And like the snake, you are pushing out against the old skin, that everything that held you safe, that you identified with. And so let yourself go. Let yourself break through that skin. And it's funny talking about this, because I'm realizing all this talk of initiation is just like the sun dance. If some of you don't know what that is, it's an ancient Lakota ceremony. It's the one where the dancers, they pierce their chests, and then they have harnesses that they tie to this tree in the center of the dancing area. It's like the world tree. And when they're done dancing for however many days they're doing it, they pull back until their skin breaks, literally. And that's the initiation. I still don't know how I feel about that, or how much, but that's not for me to decide, is it? Just to say that we are doing metaphorically, it's like you're in a Sundance, and it's like, are you going to stay tethered to this tree, or are you going to take that leap and break free from it, even though there is pain? Because on the other side of that pain is freedom. So, I feel like I went way off topic. I apologize if that didn't make sense or it wasn't appropriate. But Anna, I hope that made sense, and I hope that aligns with what's going on for you. All right, so card number 4 for roulette. Oh my God. Roulette. You got Weasel. Oh my God. You heard me shuffling. So, Roulette, I get the feeling for you this is about being like a kid in the candy store. It's like every move, like the synchronicities are happening. And basically, you can't make a bad move. No matter what you do, there are blessings coming to you. And really starting to listen to that intuition, allowing that to be your guidance. and approaching that place of authenticity and purity to such an extent that nothing sticks. Like nothing false or untrue can stick to you because you're so authentic. It's kind of like that there's a saying, and I don't remember the exact saying, of course, but it's like truth is like a lion. The lion doesn't have to declare itself as a lion. It's self-evident. When you're with a lion, you know you're with a lion. The lion doesn't have to tell you. And it's the same with the truth. The truth is self-evident. The truth always... I don't like saying the truth always wins because that implies a struggle and the possibility that it might lose. The truth is always evident, self-evident. And the truth within you is coming forth, so being revealed, as with everyone else that I've been talking about tonight, that breaking out, that revealing, it's like weasel, we call people weasels, and it tends to be a derogatory term, but it's because we can't hold them down. Nothing sticks. They get out of everything, and that's kind of in the best possible way. That's what's happening for you. It's like nothing can pin you down. There's nothing that can trap you, right? I can't. I see you wrote a whole big thing. I can't read it right now. Awesome. That's exactly what I'm saying. Yes. It's like the drought has ended. Things are starting to bloom. Things are starting to flow. And it's not just by chance, okay? It's because of the work you have done. It's because of who you are becoming. It's direct. It's not just a chance thing. Oh, good, I've got good luck now, and I had bad luck before. No. This is totally related to everything you've been doing, the changes you've been making, the growth you've been making, the surrendering you've been doing, allowing that part of you to be revealed. So, good job. Should I do the two? Let's see if I can get the fireworks going. Woohoo! Fireworks for roulette. I'm going to have to hold myself back from doing that, but it's so fun. Nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna hold me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Exactly, roulette. All right, card number 5. 5 for Joe. I've got to keep on moving. Oh, and I forgot to say at the beginning of all of this that I have my PayPal and Venmo links pinned to the top of the comments. If you feel you've received something tonight, or you want to reciprocate, or you would like to just support your friendly neighborhood shaman, I am grateful for anything you wish to give, to donate. Every little bit helps. And I am so appreciative of it. Seriously. All right, Joe. Joe, you got Black Panther in reverse. Again, with the initiation, right? It reminds, like, when I've said this before, but sometimes if there's something going on, if I have to make a decision or something, I will literally ask myself, when they make a movie of my life, what would be the coolest thing I could do right now? And then I do that. And it's really about that, turning it around, turning it toward seeing your life as an adventure, right? You came here to have an adventure. You came here knowing you were going to forget all about, the bigger picture. And that's kind of the point, because otherwise there's no adventure. And so, rather than being stopped in your tracks, deer in the headlights kind of thing, embrace the unknown. That is Black Panther. Start writing your own, you're on a hero's journey. Things are not the way you thought they would be. You may not know which way to go. Just choose a direction and go that way. Or, ask your heart. And if there is no obvious path forward, it's time to rest in that darkness, to sleep, because that darkness is the womb of the cosmic mother within which all things exist. It's like full potentiality of every possible thing, every future, every reality. And by pausing in that place, and like I said, thinking about what would be really cool, what's the coolest thing I could do right now if I were in a movie. And then doing that, knowing that the full power of the universe will come and have your back and support you in whatever you decide to do, whatever that direction is. Because you are on an adventure. You are the captain of your ship. And there's that saying from the Bible about lighting a single candle, but don't curse the night kind of thing. It's like if it's dark out, you have the light of your heart. You have that flame within you. Allow that to light your way. And like they say, you don't need to see the entire journey. You just need to see where you need to step next. You need the next step. And the next step after that. Your heart will tell you that. This is the cosmic GPS. When there's doubt, what should I do? What am I expected to do? Blah, blah, blah. Let go of all those obligations and responsibilities and all that stuff and say, what do I want? Who do I want to be? And then that's the destination. You punch into the cosmic GPS, and then you trust your heart to light your way. Your heart will tell you exactly which direction to move, because that GPS knows the quickest, smoothest way to that destination. Not that there might not be detours and construction work or things that might detour you, because there might be other people, other neighborhoods you need to go through, whatever, to become the person where that, how do I put that? To be the person you need to be to arrive at that place. That makes sense. The resonance, right? If you're not there yet, then you don't resonate at that frequency yet. Well, you love it. I hope Joe does too. But it's like that. So you decide, what do I want? Who do I want to be? And whatever that is, whatever that feeling is, you hold on to that feeling. And whether it's circumstances or people or career or whatever it is, it's like you're not at that level yet because you're here, but you can still feel the feelings of having that. And the more you feel that, that is that is that future you drawing you forward through whatever experiences and synchronicities and encounters with people that you need to become the person who resonates at that frequency. You love it too, Joe? So don't ask, what am I supposed to do? Don't ask what's right or what's wrong here. Ask, what do I want? And who do I want to be? And allow that to start that journey. Okay? And it will be an adventure. All right, card number 6 for Bella. For those of you still on, thank you for your perseverance. I know these videos tend to be kind of long. And so I am grateful and appreciate those that stick with it the whole way. You're welcome, Joe. You can do anything. You can become anything. You are limitless like the night. Wakanda forever. All right. Okay, card number 6 for Bella. Bella the bear. Thanks, feathers stick like glue. All right, Bella the bear, grandmother bear. I was just talking about the cosmic mother. Bear is, as I've read, and I do believe it, Bear was the original mother goddess. She was the first deity ever worshipped by humans. because she had dominion over life and death, right? She died in the winter and she came to life in the summer. And so excuse me, what I'm seeing for you, Bella, it's like the bear cave is very important. It's kind of like your own personal bat cave, right? Make sure you have that place where you can, a time and a space where you can die to the world, be in your own universe, right? Bear is about introspection. She is about going into that dream time, going into that darkness, going within. And I don't know if you write or you have some other creative thing that you do to express yourself, but it doesn't matter what form it is, it's just important that you do that. And it's and it's not that, we tend to think, like I'll say, go into the cave and it's kind of like, oh, for protection. It's like, kind of, but not because you're fragile and vulnerable, but because you are all powerful. And you need to recharge that battery because the world saps that energy from you. Does that make sense? There's nothing further from the truth than that you are fragile. You are actually more powerful than most would like to admit. And it's more the preserving that sense of self and personal power more than trying to protect yourself from anything out there. Okay? You know yourself better than anyone else in your life. You've had to. And rather than seeing those differences from everyone else, those unique things about you as a curse or as something that makes you vulnerable, that makes you fragile, oh, awesome. I'm glad to hear that, Roulette. That is your superpower. And when the world tries to take from you or tries to make you small, it's because the world, and by the world I mean other people or whatever, others can feel your power. Others are aware of that truth within you. And they are intimidated and afraid. And when humans in our society are afraid, see something different, they have to box it in. They have to control it. So know that Bear can take care of herself. Bear can be ferocious, or Bear can be gentle like a teddy bear, right? And how do I put this? No one, trying to think of the best way. When you know who you are, when you are authentic, there is nothing anyone can do to harm you. There is nothing anyone can do to take your power away. So I would having your own space and your own time to be with just yourself and Creator is very, very important. And when you have that time, when you're in that space, it's good to call back your power. And you can do that simply by saying, I call back my power. Or you can add to that like something along the lines of, I call back my power from any timeline, past or future, any dimension or reality where I have willingly given up or unknowingly had my power taken from me. I call my power back. I call my power back. Whatever I've given away, whatever anyone has taken, knowingly or unknowingly, this is my essence, and I call it back now. Okay? Just keep doing that. Do that on a daily basis. And if you want, I can actually help. I can help. I can send your mom some samples, or I can help you word things. It's important that those words feel powerful to you, that they reflect you, that they're meaningful to you. We can recite all the ancient incantations we want to, but if they don't we don't feel them, if they don't resonate, if they don't spark something in us, they're powerless. So try to come up with something like that, because no one can take your power without your permission. Your permission is not always conscious. If you think someone's better than you or more powerful or whatever, someone can hurt you, no way, that's giving your power away to them. But there is no one, listen to me, there is no one in the universe that is more powerful than you. There is no one less powerful either, but there is no one that is more powerful than you. There is no one in the entire universe who knows better than you what is good for you. Let your heart be your guide, and always let your conscience be your guide. You have good things to do in this world. And you can only do them from the place of power. And sometimes that place of power, I don't know if I would categorize bear as a predator, because they're omnivores. They pretty much eat anything. But they do hunt sometimes. And they have strong territory. They, like predators, They decide who lives and who doesn't live in their territory. And so don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to show them claws or to growl, show them teeth, and actually cut people off. It's like, you have no business being in my life. You in no way support who I am. You can go be yourself somewhere else, right? So be the mama bear. Take care of yourself. Be the person you needed when you were a kid, right? Be the mother. Stand up for yourself. And when you're feeling weak, if you're feeling like, oh, I can't do that, or I can't face that person, or whatever it is, call in Grandmother Bear. Let her connect with her. Let her envelop you. Allow her to move through you. Ask her to lend you her courage, to allow her courage to be your courage, to know what to do, to act in the right manner, right action, how to take care of yourself, how to take care of your loved ones. And she will be there for you. And at night, if you feel lonely or whatever, you can call her in and you will feel her wrap her, I would say arms, but she will, I say this from experience because I have a guide who's a bear, and when I remember to call her in, I sleep so well because I know I'm held, I know I'm loved, I know I'm protected. So, yeah, be bear. All right? So I hope that's helpful, Bella. I hope that makes sense to you. And so, one more card for the community. Our last card pull. This is for everyone, whether you got an individual card or not. This is the totem animal who will walk with you through this. You're so welcome, Roulette. My pleasure. Truly. This is the totem animal who is going to walk with all of us through this week. And while I'm shuffling, remind you to please share this video. And if you felt moved or got anything from tonight and you wish to reciprocate or give back or just support your friendly neighborhood shaman, I have my PayPal and Venmo links up there. I appreciate anything you give. Thank you so very much. And I don't know, Wednesday night, I do another video, my sacred pipe ceremony every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock right here, same bat time. No, not same bat time, but same bat channel. 7 o'clock, we do sacred pipe ceremony, and I don't know what it's going to look like yet, but I did just get back from Sundance, and my pipe spent like 4 or 5 days under the great tree of life, soaking in all that magic and all that ceremony and all that love and healing. So it could be pretty powerful. So if that sounds good to you, join me Wednesday night right here at 7. And And I think that's all I have to announce for the moment, because I'm just now acclimating it. I'm just now getting back into the swing of things. So but there will be more to announce at later dates. I got classes and different things coming up, so stay tuned. All right. Awesome. So the card for the community, the butterfly. You may have felt, like I said, like almost every card tonight was about some form of initiation. This is to remind you that you're already there. That it's the you that exists on the other side of that threshold who is reaching out their hand to pull you through. You're not alone, and this is your destiny. You are moving into who you came here to be. So you can trust it. Know that everything that happens is part of the path. You can't fall off of your path. If it's ahead of you, it is part of your path. So, with that, I will bid you a fair adieu. And thank you for watching. I hope you will join me next week. Invite your friends. Share this video. Have a wonderful week trying out your new wings. And till I see you next, know that I love you, that I see you, that I honor you. Have a wonderful week, everyone, and go shining. All right, bye for now.